What's going on, everyone? So, what about Quincy Olivari? Right? Just recently got his master's degree. Big up to him. Seriously, what an accomplishment, what an achievement. But obviously, from a basketball standpoint, being on the Lakers, fan favorite, guy that can light it up with the best of them. We've seen the guy do it. And he was a guy that many of us, myself included, really wanted to see get an opportunity on the main roster. And just didn't get that last year. Right. And it sucks. It was unfortunate because you saw him in Summer League, you saw him in preseason, you saw him and the abilities that he has to score the basketball, particularly shoot the basketball. And you kind of look at Luka and LeBron and Austin Reeves, and it's like he would be great as a guy that could play off of those guys, also still make the occasional plays, get after it defensively and be that point of attack defensive guard, right? But more than anything, just be a shooter, right? He's a guy that could come in and give you some of that offensive versatility. I also think he's a guy that if you trade Dalton Knecht, you can kind of supplement some of that loss, right? Because Dalton Knecht's a guy that you're looking for the shooting and his ability to just light it up in a hurry. Well, Quincy Olivari is one of those guys that could do that very thing. He's a guy that can get his shot up, right? Guy that can shoot the ball with the best of them and score points in bunches, right? Guy that can play off ball, catch a shoot, corner guy, right? Create a little bit for himself, create a little bit for others. You see him in the G League. He was originally on a two-way, right? Then Lakers ended up taking him off of a two-way, and he had options. He had other offers elsewhere, but he wanted to stay with the Lakers. So he actually signed with the G League team. So Lakers still have him on their affiliate team, which is good. That's important, right? So that way he's still like within the system and, the Lakers culture and under the Lakers banner, right? But also, how long is he going to wait around, right? At some point, he's probably going to look at it and go like, okay, I need to go to where is it going to give me the best opportunity to actually earn real minutes and actually play a role on the roster, right? So a guy like Quincy, I would love to bring on veteran guy as far as college style goes, not like veteran in NBA standards because obviously he hasn't played yet, but he's an older player. Right, probably a better way to phrase it. Older player. He's going to be 24 literally in like a week. So he's a guy that comes in, has a level of maturity to him, right? Carries himself extremely well. You just watch him in interviews and just he's got this gravity to him that you love. You just immediately fall in love with him, right? And just the humbleness and the way that he, he can contribute to this team. And I don't hate the idea of bringing him on, right? I think it's something that the Lakers should do or at least consider. Right? Obviously, it depends on who becomes available this offseason and whatnot. I know that there's like lists of guys, but with the new CBA, teams, you got to keep in mind, teams get to negotiate with their players early. So last year, right, you had a bunch of guys that were supposed to be free agents that were immediately taken off the market before you ever even, hit free agency, right? So I do think it depends on who's available, who's not. But Lakers are going to need cheap talent that can come in and produce and are guys that can play the roles you're looking for. Right? Guys that can come in and slot in and provide things that you need. And to me, Quincy is one of those guys that would be cheap, right? Talented. Worst case scenario, he's your 15th guy on the bench. I don't think that's a big deal. In a pinch, you can grab him and throw him out there and he can go to work, right? Gives you a little more, kind of allows you to digest it a little better if you were to trade Dalton Knecht. Right? Because it's like, okay, well, Quincy's a guy that can shoot the thing out of the basketball, right? He's a guy that can shoot the lights out. So I do think that there are some real pros to Quincy Olivari. He's going into another year. What can he do? How can he continue to grow? What kind of strides does he take between year one and now this year coming up? You're talking about a guy that's 6'3", 200 pounds. So he's basically Gabe Vincent, type size, right? Jordan Goodwin size type of guy. But we know he can shoot the lights out of the basketball. And that's important, right? Lakers need the shooting. You need the defense. You need the two-way guys. And Quincy's a guy that has shown the ability to get after it and go and play the defense and do the things that you want on both sides of the basketball, right? Like you've seen it in the G League. You've seen it on the main roster in Summer League and stuff like that. Now, obviously, it's not the same thing as translating to the main roster and playing, meaningful minutes in a meaningful role. But I think you got to at least give him a shot, right? At least give him a chance and see what he could do. What can he bring to this team, right? Particularly from year 1, year 2. I imagine he's probably playing in Summer League, right? I imagine you're probably going to get to see him, out there lighting it up. But if he continues to show that promise and he continues to play well, and now it's really going to be the defense, right? Like even Dalton Knecht, you saw not get an opportunity because of his lack of defense, because he doesn't play defense. And it's like, how can I play this guy, 20 plus minutes a night when, I can't trust him to defend and he's a streaky shooter, right? Where at least with a Quincy Olivari, I do think you can kind of have him out there as like a point guard playmaker. 2, he's shown the ability to be that point of attack defensive guard, right? Can defend multiple positions, right? Be out there and just kind of, can he start to show the ability to run an offense, right? Can he show the ability to defend at a high level consistently? Because that was kind of the thing. But to his defense, he also, more often than not, when he did get an opportunity to play, whether it was Summer League or preseason, he was kind of asked to be the offense, right? He was there to basically go out there and drop, 25 that night, right? So it's like, okay, I have to go and give you 25. And then you also want me to defend the best player on the other team, right? Because this is Summer League or it's preseason. And so I don't have all the starters. I don't have all the defense pieces. I don't have all these things, right? That's very different than what you see in the actual games when he'd be slotted alongside defensive pieces and, be able to be a guy that could play off of Luka and LeBron, and those two can kind of create everything. And it's just like, hey, catch and shoot, catch that ball, boom, rising up, knocking down the 3, right? And doing that with some consistency, doing that with some regularity. So I think the Lakers should give him a shot. I wanted them to give him a shot this past season. We didn't end up getting it. It's not too late, right? You can get it done. Now, obviously, again, I trust the Lakers to come to that decision. It depends on what the Lakers are able to get this offseason. Like there are several factors that need to be kept in mind when you're talking about Quincy. But if he starts to if he shows those strides from last year to this year and this upcoming Summer League and stuff like that, I think you got to give him a shake, personally. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mix in the middle. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.